Hello everybody, welcome back to this other vidcast. I'm your host, Dave Morgan, and today we're going to go over the third key to the sacrificial topic that we've been dancing upon for the past two videos. And basically, what I want to get at is, first of all, even though I'm making mention of these three keys in a list format, I'm not saying this is the order they have to go in. I mean, we got to try to apply this as we possibly can. Obviously, unless you do go to church every day, obviously you're not going to pay your offering every day. You know, you do that when you go to church. I mean, that's part of your Christian duty, right? And then you pray when you can. You know, I mean, obviously, if you're, if you're in a hazardous situation where your focus and attention needs to be wherever that task is at hand, and then, one of the things is, if you got one of those, occupations where your focus is right dead on, and it has to be right there dead on, then yeah. That's not what I mean about praying all the time. I just mean that when you can set aside some time from your day to make a prayer time, then go ahead and do that. I mean, it could be different times, is what I'm saying. Now for the third one, this is one that's really actually going to hit the gut, because it actually deals with the gut. It's called fasting. And fasting is one of those things that we never want to do, because, it's one thing to go without food, and it's another thing to want to go without food. Now there are people that go without food thinking that it's going to help them out physically because they want to try to lose weight, when in actuality, when you stop eating, it actually counts against you. Now, when fasting is done, when you actually perform a fast, going without food actually counts for you. So there's a difference here. And it's simply because now God is behind that act. And more so, He's actually going to be behind you a little bit more often when He sees that you're giving up a fleshly desire. And that's what food really is a lot of times, is fleshly desires. We want, there's times we just eat because we want to. There's times we eat because we're hungry, and sometimes we eat because we want to and we're hungry. Regardless of what happens, we're eating, right? And now, to really get God's attention, saying no to this plate, because, saying no to the plate so I can say yes to Jesus, a little bit more often, even though that's hurtful to us, because I know that maybe your spouse cooked you a wonderful dinner or a wonderful breakfast, but because you got to do the Lord's work today, and it smells very delicious, and you're saying no to it, this really, marvels God in so much ways. A lot of the great people in the Old Testament, at least, when they did stuff and they wanted God's attention, they usually fasted first, and then they try to do whatever they can, because they knew that fasting really unlocked doors with God. And this is what you want. If you really want to unlock a door, yes, you're giving off your tithes, you're going to unlock a door there. If you start praying, you're going to unlock a door there. But if you really want to unlock the third door, fasting is the key. And there's a good prize behind the third door. There's an enormous blessing behind the third door. Trust me, there is. And but at the same token, I want to try to provide a little bit of don'ts to this, okay? Because don't try to cheat yourself out of a blessing, because I know it's going to hurt. And it's easier to say, oh yeah, you got to fast, but when it comes time to do it, it's like, oh my goodness, why is this fast taking so long? Right? And so a few things. If you already don't eat lunch, or if you don't eat breakfast, if you find yourself you only eat breakfast, and then you go throughout the day to eat dinner, and then you say, I'm going to fast lunch, that's not the sacrifice. If you found out that you're having something that you don't like to eat, like let's say Thursday, if you're going to have liver on Thursday, you despise liver. I'm one of those. And then you say, I'm going to fast on Thursday. That's not a sacrifice. You're just telling yourself, yeah, I'm not going to eat that. And so what the sacrifice is when something's being presented, and then you're saying no because of God. You want God's will to be done in your life. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a different type of blessing at the end of the fast. Okay. Now, this is pretty much all the keys to it. I gave you all 3 keys, and if you can't apply each and every one of these as often as possible, and a lot of the times I do say, if you, at least the prayer you should probably do daily. But the tithes and offering and the fasting, as integrate that as often as possible, as best as possible. There are going to be some great results coming back straight from heaven, just for you. And I so hope this has been helpful to anyone out there. And if you can, please leave a comment below, or you can write into the show from the contact form above. And I want to be able to hear from you guys. If you have a prayer request, send that in, and I will pray for you. If you have a testimony, send that in, and I'll share it with everybody. Share with everyone what the Lord has done for you, and let as many people be inspired and blessed by what the Lord has done. And let us all rejoice together, right? Okay, you guys, thanks for watching. God bless.